Welcome to the gashacast. This is the podcast where we're going to be watching every episode of X-Aid, no matter how tragic.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Things have been rough. This has been a rough week so
A
far.
rough year.
A rough year. This is the last gashacast of the year, and let me tell you, this fucking year has been really rough. We've
Yeah.
been having a hard time from top to bottom, and this week in particular has just been like, hey, everybody on Earth, fuck you. Fuck you, everybody on Earth.
Yeah,
This is
I
2016 saying, hey, fuck you.
I didn't know that time could be so personally, hateful.
It's very vindictive, and I know in the end I'm blaming time for several million concepts that are happening all at once that are screwing everybody over, but it's a lot easier than calling out every single thing that is wrong with everything at the moment.
Yeah, that's too many things. I didn't realize how much Kamen Rider Ghost was propping up my sanity this year.
Oh, phew. Without that, I don't think there'd be much of anything that was really, really good this year outside of video games. And, sadly enough, this show that's about video games has been fucking us over one way or another ever since it came out.
Putting it.
Hey, before we get into depression, let's talk about the news.
Yeah, what's going on new in the world of Tokusatsu?
Lots we found out. So first of all, let's talk about Kyuranger yet again. Kyuranger looks pretty fucking great. It looks really great. One thing that we found out this week, about Kyuranger, there are actually two things, but one thing that we found out is that we got, on Christmas Day, where a lot of, really kind of up and down stuff happened. On Christmas Day, we got several things. We got the episodes of X-Aid. We got a really nice musician passing away. But we also got Kyuranger cast. We got the cast of Kyuranger out in the open, and we don't know any of them really. They're all, fairly new actors as far as I know.
That's normal, though.
It's fairly normal. Now and then we'll have, some old guard people in there, but most of the time it's, for newer, for the new group, we'll have, people that we don't really know, but sometimes for the extra ranger, we'll get somebody that we do know, or maybe for a mentor or a supplemental ranger, whatever. We'll usually get somebody that's been around the block here or there just because.
Yeah, and something really interesting going along with this news is the non-human rangers.
Yes. The thing is that several of the rangers on Kyuranger, and this is a great thing as far as I'm concerned, several of them are not human, and not even animal, really. There's one that's an animal, that's very clearly an animal. He's like a wolf man. But
yeah, we can't escape the furries for another year.
And I guess one's a bull. But
He's
most of them, he's a robotic bull, but most of them are robots. Most of them are robotic kind of cybernetic aliens.
Yeah.
And
I appreciate that.
They all have really nice designs. Well, I think they're all fairly nice.
Yeah, something that really surprised me is that these non-human rangers weren't just all of the unusual colors.
Well, I mean, Blue. Blue's the Wolfman.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that I was surprised that things were all mixed up that way.
Oh, well, okay, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
There's...
blue and pink are such mainstay colors that are almost never absent, but they're not humans this time, while meanwhile weird colors like orange are going to be human beings.
Well, Orange is also, I'm pretty sure, not actually a human being. He's also an alien, but I'm pretty sure, like,
I'm pretty sure they're
they're,
all semi-alien.
well, the red, yellow, I believe, uh, green, and there's one more that's not a, like, alien. There
Hmm.
are a couple straight up humans in there.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see the first episode and how the hell they pull this off.
Whew, that's gonna be weird because like first episodes of Sentai are like rushed as they are. Like
Right.
they're fucking pushed out the damn door every single time.
Well, I
Um
feel like some of them were decently paced.
Sometimes, but more
Sometimes.
like recently, not so much.
Uh
Like
huh.
I watched the first episode of gyoh again recently, and that went a mile a minute. Tokyuger went a
Definitely.
mile a minute. Like ninjas went a mile a minute. All of them just go really fast. At least the newer ones, is because like they need to establish everything really fast.
Yeah, I'm not the best at tracking the pacing of something, though. Something would have to be really wrong with the pacing for me to notice, or it'd have to be like obsessive over every little detail to understand. Oh, there's something hinky with the pacing here.
Uh, yeah, I kind of get that. It's like most of the time I can feel the same way, but like there are some cases where just everything feels a bit too fast and it doesn't feel like there's any time to rest that I really get to feel that. And I feel that a lot from first episodes of Sentai. Like,
Mm.
usually the second episode is better about that kind of thing because we already have everybody established, but we have 9 characters to establish. And I don't know
Right.
if we're actually going to get all 9 of them in the first episode, or if we're going to get the main team and then get everybody else as time goes on, or if we're going to get all of them at once. We just don't know yet.
Yeah, that would it be like the biggest problem with the weird pacing.
It'd be, if it is getting all 9 of them all at once in the first episode, I would be very worried about that first episode. Regardless of the rest of the show's quality, I'd probably just like,
Yeah.
I don't know, have a stroke or something. It'd be too fast.
Yeah, that's weird.
That being said, um, there is another thing that we learned about in the character department for them, and it is the name, or at least the supposed name, of the Green Ranger, who
Uh
is the
huh.
chameleon.
Why
Her
is that
name,
special?
um, it's, uh, it, it's not so much special because like of any real big reason. We just found out her like name, her name, not the chameleon part of it, but like her name as the character.
Camelio.
Well, no, not that. I mean, like, we found out that her name, the character's name, or at least her idol
Spit
name,
it
because
out.
she's supposed to be an idol. The point is that her name is Hammy,
Hammy.
Hammy,
Hammy.
Hammy,
Ham.
our hero,
Our hero Hammy.
our hero Hammy.
Okay, please move on to something else. I can't. I don't
We're gonna
wanna.
we're gonna move on to something else by continuing to talk about Kyuranger, but also talking about X-Aid because hey, we got news on the X-Aid Kamen Rider crossover, or more
Lord.
specifically, the crossover that is the whole big superhero war crossover.
Did X8 and Zyuohger never cross over?
No, it didn't because X-Aid and gyoh like they never really crossed because like that's not how that kind of thing happens. Like if
Okay.
anything were to cross over during that time, it'd be gyoh and Ghost, and
Well,
they
it
crossed
did.
over. They did cross over, but like uh, they interchanged that kind of thing. So only the next the Kamen Rider and the next Sentai crossover, but not the last Sentai and the newer Kamen Rider.
All right, I guess that's fine. You don't want to have too many crossovers. It's just that it seems like they have more in common than these guys. Like, it's gonna be weird. I don't even really know the Kyurangers' personalities that well, but I can't I can't imagine the X8 cast getting along with a Sentai.
Well, that's fine as far as this goes because the point of this movie, and let me try and find this on the real fast. Yeah, here we go. Um, the movie in this case is called superhero like fuck. Hold on, give me a second. I'm still trying to get my head around this. It's
A weird
super.
title.
It's superhero war.
Super Superhero War?
Yeah, because it's like the actual English title of that is that's what it would be because it is show superhero war.
Rad, don't yank me around like that.
No, well, it is that thing. It is superhero war, but it's
Show
show
Superhero War
superhero
just
war.
rolls off the tongue so much better than Super Superhero War.
I know it does, but you gotta get that like whole thing in there for it. You gotta know how it is actually going to be, and it's gonna actually be superhero war,
Uh-huh.
superhero war. That's how
Oh
it's gonna be.
god. This sounds so stupid.
It does, but hey, here's the more stupid part. Um, the we got some confirmation by a kind of rough translation of a roadshow poster for the movie that explains the plot. And the plot is basically the game world is invading reality
Okay.
because of course it is. Basically, um,
There's
the
very little
video game.
directions you can take these video game boys.
Yeah, but the uh, it seems like a dimension of video games has come onto our dimension and swallowed Earth and turned it into what they call it the arena of death,
The Arena
where
of Death.
where a bunch of superheroes basically what's going to happen is that all of the Kamen Riders and Super Sentai are going to be there again and they're all going to fight to the death again,
Mm-hmm.
but in a arena setting, I
Mm-hmm.
guess. Um, but like, yeah, Earth is like submerged in a subdimension and condemned to death, and
Jesus.
everybody, like generations of Kamen Rider and Super Sentai, have to work together to,
Oh, thank God.
and probably also fight to the death and work together
Ugh.
because that's how that
Well,
kind of
at
thing works.
least, at least work together could potentially be a bigger part of this. Ugh.
Hopefully, but
Wars.
the main crux of the movie is that they have to work together and also probably fight each other to save the world once again.
Well, they're
Um,
always saving the world.
well, usually. But the big thing is that this movie is promising that that hero will return.
Oh, Kiriya?
Maybe. I hope it's Kiriya.
Hmm.
We
I
don't know.
wonder.
It's got like that in quotation marks
Uh,
because it's got like we gotta be mysterious about what hero comes to save the world uh,
it
in a
could
big way.
be that man.
It could be that man. It could be that man from Guilty Gear.
That man is here to save the world
It's
from Rider
probably
and
Decade
Sentai.
though.
Oh God.
It's probably Decade though.
I don't want to guess that, but
Hey, but it's probably get Decade though.
so moving right along.
Hey, are you ready for Decade to be the one that fucks everything up again and then save everything again?
Decade married Sailor Moon.
He did.
They're gonna have
He's
a baby.
having a baby,
They're, they're,
which
their baby is going to be very beautiful. Some kind of super
yeah,
baby. If that baby
super.
turns evil, what's gonna happen?
I don't know. Is that baby destined to become the next Kamen Rider?
I don't know. That's taking things a little too silly.
We can just have a baby rider. That's
Uh huh.
fine.
A baby can turn into a common writer.
A ba- Anyone can turn into a Kamen Rider. We need
Do
a
you think
dog
Shin
that turns
Chan can
into a
turn
Kamen
into a
Rider.
common writer?
He can. That's
I
fucking.
know. That's the weirdest part.
He did it like twice.
Uh,
Sort of.
sort of.
Sort of.
Anyways, um, so everybody's favorite Kamen Rider X8 character, the CEO, Dan, the man,
Dan the man, the fuck man.
is getting his own official YouTube Toei special side story, Kamen Rider Genom. Yeah. He's gonna create the Forbidden Battle game to challenge the other riders, and they're going to create some basically some old school Kamen Rider games and some Bandai Namco games. Stuff like Drive Gamer, Gaim Gamer, Wizard Gamer,
And
the Pac-Man Gashats.
and also a Taiko drum master good shot.
What, really?
Yeah, and they're gonna bring in Hibiki for that.
I knew about Xevious.
Devious.
Xevious.
Devious.
Do you even know what Xevious is?
I don't off the top of my head.
Well, I think by the name you could probably guess what type of game it is.
Not really.
Well, it's one of those space shooters.
Oh, okay, yeah, that does sound
Yeah,
like
that
a space
tracks.
shoot. Yeah, that tracks like a fucking space shooter name. It's
Uh huh.
weird and stupid.
Yeah. So it's a 3-chapter series, and they're going to be released on January 13th, February 24th, and then in April. Why is it being released so much later than the others? Well, forget about that. More importantly, the last chapter of this saga is going to be released exclusively to DVD with an exclusive Gashat set.
Uh,
Because, god damn it, Toei.
uh, oh, kill me. Kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me. Hey, kill me.
uh,
This is just. Don't. Don't do this. Stop doing this.
in the 12th episode of X-Aid, Mr. Toei gave to us.
Fucking nothing.
Merry
Uh,
Christmas, kids.
Man, it's been past Christmas. We're in the home stretch of the end of 2016.
I don't want to actually think about these things on Christmas, though.
Yeah, well, we just apparently nobody else did, and Toei was like, "Oh, wait, we did something bad? What?
Right.
We killed somebody on Christmas, and everybody's sad about it, and parents want us to be fucking sorry? I mean, I guess we're sorry.
Yeah,
I guess we're sorry.
your mini
Sorry?
children fans, they're not going to be too excited to watch an episode of their favorite show on Christmas.
Yeah,
Not
man.
too
Okay,
excited.
let's get into these episodes.
Where do you want to start?
Fucking let's start with something that is fairly interesting to me, and it's the idea that we brought in Dan's dad in these episodes.
Yeah, the former CEO.
Dan Muramasa? Dan
I
Muramasa.
For some reason, this is just because I'm an
Or was
English
it?
speaker, but I assumed that Dan was his first name.
Yeah, I kind of assumed the same thing. Also, I think that it wasn't Muramasa, it was Masamune. Dan
Masamune.
Masamune.
Because of course it's Masamune. I mean, look at that man.
Yeah. His very glorious fucking mullet.
Yeah. He looks like a
Weird.
man who would swing a samurai sword around. And you'd even be able to take him seriously.
Sort of.
Sort of?
He looks like, I mean, like I say sort of because more than anything he looks like a character, like a side character from the Yakuza series. Like,
I can see that.
just a little bit.
Is he
Just
running the baby club?
the Baby Club?
Never mind.
No, not that one. No,
Sorry.
he'd be like the one like he'd be in the jail sections with
Oh, that makes
Taiga.
more sense. I'm not as familiar with that franchise as you.
I'm sort of familiar with it. It's like I don't know everything in the world about it, but like I've played four, no, not four, five not too long ago.
Uh huh.
Like, it's fucking good. Really good Christmas game.
Yeah, I look forward to buying one of those.
Should have gotten it during that time when it was free on PlayStation Plus.
When was that?
That was like August.
Well, I couldn't have afforded PlayStation Plus back then.
Rip.
Rest in peace. It's
Rest
fine.
in, rest in peace. But we bring in this guy and he looks pretty like
Pretty
important.
awesome.
He looks
Yeah.
awesome and kind of important, and also he's in jail because
Well,
of what
isn't he the
happened.
guy from the movie?
The um no.
What? He's not?
No. That was that is not Tanahashi.
They look very similar to me with that hair.
It is just the hair, and Tanahashi's hair is a bit more
Okay.
poofy.
Okay, it's just the hair. I guess I wasn't thinking hard enough. I didn't
Yeah,
double
no.
check my sources.
He's like not even close to being as big and
Hmm.
buff as Tanahashi.
You know, I really liked this episode for a while.
I did too.
Yeah,
And
well,
like,
with I actually liked Xaid using Sharkiri Sports and having like the
yeah,
same colors on both layers for once.
that actually I like that as well. I think
Uh
that it
huh.
looks a lot better than it does on
Yeah.
Gen, which we found out is like the proper way of saying it. It's not Genmu or Genim or anything like that. It's just Genm. It's
Yeah.
kind of hard to pronounce.
For our weirdness, for our weird tongues.
Yeah.
But like, Brave looked especially silly with the Christmas stuff on top of his DJ stuff on top of his regular stuff.
Yeah, and like I feel like almost all of that was just made to make him look like a real
Mhm.
fucking doofus. And
Poppy
I
was
mean like
especially cheerful.
yeah, um that like this and the last episode I feel were really mixed from top to bottom because like
Emotionally or quality wise?
both
Both.
both
Alright, well, break that down for me.
because like in episode 11 um we had a good episode from top to bottom for the most part of like Dan having like a plan that he was setting up and was making motions towards and everything.
Yeah,
We
although I
had
feel like the conclusion of that plan was kind of bullshit.
it was kind of bullshit, but in a really like in there was something about his plan and the way that he pulled it off and his ambition from
That
top
you
to bottom
liked.
that I really liked. And it is
Hmm.
something that I like about his character more than I like uh, Parrot at the moment.
Alright.
Um,
I mean, that's
and
fair.
well,
He's gotten a lot
no,
more stuff to do. That's
I
actually
like
cool.
I I like his character so far more than Parrot because I feel like I'm starting to understand what his actual goal is outside of like the whole just being like he wants the ultimate game or whatever he says he wants. Um,
Yeah. That
like
stuff plus him, like, collecting data kind of put a bad taste in my mouth in that episode.
yeah, he felt a bit too close to another like villain that we've had semi recently, maybe
I'm
3
gonna
years
collect the death
ago.
data from myself not dying.
Well, the thing is that he is dead. He's
Sort
like
of.
no, he's a straight up zombie now. That is the thing that we're supposed to take from that.
I guess I don't feel like this weird undeadness he has now is deserved.
It's it's not so much that he deserves it as much as it is a showing of how far he will go for
I
his
guess
goal. And I like that about his character
he's
because
gonna
what I
cast
get,
aside his humanity.
he'll cast aside his humanity, but more than anything, he'll do anything to get what he wants out of this. And
Yeah.
what I get from this more than anything, and this is a trope that I like that has been done poorly before, but as far as Dan goes, I think that it's actually been done fairly well, is
Mm-hmm.
that we have a scientist who is a straight up mad scientist that will do whatever it takes for the sake of his
Mm-hmm.
craft, I
Mm-hmm.
suppose, and is just twisted. He will do whatever. He has twisted other people around his little fingers, and he has done it with glee and a level of evilness that you can't really like bottle down to like this is his like motivations for everything. His
Mm-hmm.
motivations is like we already understand it. There's not much else to it. He wants to make the ultimate game, and that is it. He will
Whatever that
do that.
means.
He wants to do what nobody else can do and harness the power of video games to make the ultimate game, whatever that means. And I'm very excited to see whatever the fuck that means.
Right.
So, if there's anything to take from these two episodes, it's that I really, really super like Dan now
Mm-hmm.
as a villain because at least I can get behind him as just this evil motherfucker that's doing what he wants to do because he can for his ambition.
All right. I mean, I'm definitely taking at least that much from this. Like,
Um,
he's definitely as evil as possible for him. Um, and like he does pull it off to an extent, in my opinion.
he is doing the damn thing as far as I'm concerned. He's like making whatever his actual like end game uh kind of situation is. He's making it happen for himself
Mm-hmm.
so far.
Yeah.
Um but something that I've realized, and it's like not a new thing or anything, but it is starting to really bother me because it is every line out of his mouth is that Parrot is just he's got nothing going on. He says, "Isn't this just exciting?" every single time that he's on screen. And like
Yeah, I guess he doesn't have much of a varied response to all this shit going on.
he's just like, "This is exciting, man.
He's kind of
This
one note.
is so cool, isn't it?" Like
If he
get
had more to
ex-
do with like the machinations going on, then that would be good.
well, I feel like he's going too soon. Speaking of my feelings, like I I I when I said that I thought that like Kiriya was going to die, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't mean in I didn't mean that we would find out in the next episode past like the one that we talked
Yeah.
about.
Yeah,
I
you didn't mean that next episode we were going to see a preview of him dying in the episode after.
Yeah, no, I was like this is probably going to happen, I don't know, in like 4 episodes,
Yeah.
maybe 5, I don't know, but it's probably going to happen soonish. But like
I've already forgotten that we skipped a week.
yeah, we
But like yeah, when that happened, I couldn't help but think of you and being like, I don't think he wanted it this way. I
yeah,
don't think he
not
wanted it
really.
at all.
I really didn't. Like I didn't want it to happen to begin with, but there was a sinking feeling between all of his characterization and whatnot, and all of the deep digging that he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
That boy was gonna die.
Yeah.
and he did. Um,
Hey, at least Dan has a very cool belt.
he does
What do you think of all
mostly.
the zombie stuff?
I think that it's very, very cool. I think that Dangerous Zombie, Genm, I hate it. I hate it so much.
Just
The
don't even
Gem,
try. Just say whatever.
the Gem level 10 form, I think is probably the coolest one that we have seen so far.
Mm, I won't argue with you there. It's pretty
It is,
good.
it is
There,
so cool.
there's something about the texture and the materials that it makes it feel like it's on a whole nother level.
It also has a fucking smoke machine strapped to its shoulder. It's just pumping out smoke all the time to add to its fucking aesthetic.
It's a good effect.
It's
Darth Vader needs a pair of those.
he does. Like maybe give like Kylo Ren those in the next movie. Who knows?
No,
But
he hasn't earned it.
he hasn't earned a damn thing.
Yeah.
But
Oh lord.
for real, that form is just the coolest. It
Would
is
you go
like
as far to call it sexy?
I would call that suit sexy. It is a sexy suit. I would fuck that suit any day.
No.
I'm going
All
to.
right, fine, fine. Christ.
I think that like that and I would probably say that Kirigiri Chanbara are my favorite suits in the entire show,
Hmm.
and rip to that last one because yeah, everybody, Kiriya died in
Yeah.
episode 12, and it
I
was
imagine everybody already knew going into this episode.
yeah, well, I mean, like, we gotta be reminded every now and then of the
Hmm.
losses that we had in 2016, and the best common writer on the show outside of Emu is one of those.
Yeah.
So, like, these last two episodes did everything in their power to endear you to Kiriya in such a big way and make him
Yeah.
just such a cool guy from top to bottom.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
Kiriya had a
come,
really strong showing before he went out, at least.
he did. He did like cool ass shit. He figured out everything that was going on. He had
Hmm.
all of the answers, and then he bit the fucking dust.
Yeah. How do you think? Sorry to be jumping to something so quickly, but how do you think it compares to like some other like writer deaths you've seen, like Hase?
Well, Hase, the thing about Hase is that I think that it was a sad death for a lot of people, mostly because it was the poor turning point of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and on top of that, it was a sour note in a not so great way because we were just getting attached to him and Chestnut guy, Acorn guy. I forget his name at this point.
Uh,
Glasses guy.
it varies depending on who you ask, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, we were just getting attached to them as friends and everything, and Acorn guy turned against him, and he is turned into a monster. It was like things were bad for him, and everybody was feeling pretty bad, and
Yeah.
like then he
It was also
died.
pretty edgy.
He was, I mean, like he was edgy for a bit, but then he got like more lovable as time went on. But
Mm-hmm.
then like had that whole power struggle thing that happened, and it was like a rough time for that character and for Gaim in general.
Mm-hmm.
And like all of that kind of led to a sour mood for that. But I feel
Mm-hmm.
like in the end, even though I'm not terribly happy about the fact that he's dead, or even that he died this early, if he died later on, I'd probably be more okay with this. But like, the fact that he died so early, even though I'm sour on that, I still think that this was handled significantly better than Hase, and it
Mm-hmm.
had more actual emotional weight to it,
Mm-hmm.
because like stakes were raised, and we lost a character that was a main character that had a lot of good stuff going on about him, and was the one character that wasn't a huge,
Yeah.
huge asshole.
He's the one character who felt he knew what the fuck was going on, and he knew. uh, he just had all the right opinions, I guess, is one way of putting it.
Pretty much, I mean, like, he had the right idea for everything involved with this
Mm-hmm.
series so far.
And
And
then Emu inherit his stuff.
yeah, he now is going to have this is not exactly spoilers as much as, I mean, like, yeah, he has Vaxo bike now,
Yeah,
and he's going to be using it as his rider machine from now on. Um, the
because of
pro
course.
because of course the problem with it is that when he's using it, it doesn't have the eyes anymore, so the visor that had the eyes is now going to just be blank, and
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of creepy and
Kind of creepy. It'd be
kind of
creepier if it
creepy.
still had the eyes, in my opinion.
I mean, I don't know. Like, um, the bike, the other bike, the sports bike, that one has eyes on it, and like nobody's
I
complaining
didn't
about
notice
that.
those ever, so
Yeah, I mean, like we don't get a good look at it ever, but it does in fact have eyes on it.
that's weird.
Yeah, it's like on the front near the handlebars. It's kind of weird.
Hmm.
It's like angry eyes. They
Do
might
you
have
think we're
changed.
gonna be seeing Emu using Kiriya as gashats much?
Um, I hope that we do get Emu with Giri at some point. Like,
Hmm. That would be weird. I wouldn't know how he'd pull that off.
I saw a picture of the Giri stuff on the figure of Emu,
Mm-hmm.
and basically like you're able to pop off the armor bits of the limbs and everything and pop them
Okay.
on onto the regular figure.
How's it look?
Um, it looks kind of cool. I
Kind
like
of.
how it looks. I like how it looks on him, but the colors clash in such a big way
Hmm.
that it's kind of rough.
Do you think they're
Um,
gonna change the opening again to reflect what happened to Kiriya?
um,
Because if Kiriya's still in the opening, I'm gonna be a little bitter.
they're probably going to change it for the next episode, yeah, because like they didn't show the opening in 12 at all. They just did like a straight up cold open, which was like, oh yeah, he's dead. It's like as soon as I saw that it was a cold open, I was like, oh, that boy dead for sure.
Jesus.
Um,
Uh,
there was I think that regardless of everything, I think this was handled well, better
mm-hmm.
than a lot of other like sudden deaths in Kamen Rider. But
Yeah.
there isn't really a whole lot to stack it up against outside of Hase, and
Right.
Hase wasn't really handled well at all, I
Well, there are
feel.
some things I could compare it to, but I don't think you've seen them.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Um, but like, yeah, on the whole, I think that it was handled all right as a death goes. But I
Mm-hmm.
think that I would have rather it happen later on or
Right.
not at all,
Yeah.
because honestly, it's such a shame that we're losing Kiriya at
So
all.
early.
At all, even. Because he
Well,
was such a
yes.
fun character. He was a
Mm-hmm.
really fun character from top to bottom, and I really started to like him in
It's
general as like
it's
as the main support
right.
for Emu.
You made that pretty clear last time. Um, but what I was gonna say is that it's gonna be hard to get through the episodes with like one less like significantly likable character, you know?
Yeah, that is the problem at the
Mm-hmm.
moment is that like we have we had Kiriya and we had Emu
Yeah. The
and
only
we had Poppy as well. And
right,
we're gonna have a talk about Poppy later. Oh boy.
all right,
Um but like one of the biggest things is that feel like I feel like every other character in the show is so unlikable at the moment.
right. I was gonna say my only hope is that the talent that worked so well on Kyria can now be put to good use on other characters.
I hope so
Right.
because
Because it's not like we're losing any writers along with our writers.
well, I hope that like all the things that were being brought on with Kiriya can be pushed out onto other characters as well because like um what we saw at the end of episode 12 was a really interesting showing from Hero, I feel.
Mm,
Because Hero actually showed like emotion towards everything
a
and
little.
like he at least showed something more than not at all.
Right. He showed some potential.
He showed some potential for emotion.
That's become
And
such a loaded word here on the gashacast.
yeah, it has, but it has also been like a word that has some deep meaning for this show because
Mm-hmm.
I, I feel like despite being really frustrated with this show, I cling to it still because it has a really deep-seated
Mm.
potential to everything that it has going with it. I think that the villain situation, while kind of lopsided now and then because of Parrot not being very interesting,
Mm-hmm.
um, I feel
I
like
do
that side of it
wonder
is.
about a certain mystery character who was introduced in episode 12.
Oh yeah. Okay. So we have another supposed villain coming up in the show, and it is Saiba Nico.
Saiba Nico?
Saiba Neko, I think actually.
It's the Cyber Cats, the Samurai
Yeah.
Pizza Squad.
Oh no.
Never mind. Um, I just saw a mysterious girl wearing a bunch of gamer gear, and I was like, could this be a new villain or evil writer? Can we
I
please slap Parrot?
I am hoping the world of Saiba Neko at this point. I I think that her aesthetic is just so good. It's like the not like the opposite, but like the counterweight to Poppy's aesthetic.
Yeah, I guess so. It does have that sort of bubbly quality to it.
It has a bubbly quality to it, but it's a lot more punk bubbly, like a lot more hipster, cool kid bubbly than it is idol bubbly.
I liked it better when you called it punk than when you called it hipster cool kid.
It's fine. It's both. Punk is basically hipster at this point.
All right.
There's no real punk anymore.
I'm
But
surprised we're not seeing more Namco influence on this video game writer.
um,
I wonder how
well,
much Namco was involved with the theme of this show, anyways.
probably not a ton. It's
Well,
probably
I
only
was
gonna
just
get stuff promotional stuff after that. But
I just was thinking about how like Gaim, not that this would have saved the show or anything, but how it had its sort of like samurai ideas going on in the plot, and the fruit thing was sort of put on the show from on high. I was sort of wondering if like the writers wanted to do a medical show and Meanwhile, they were like, "We are launching a new business campaign with Namco, so game writers, please."
Well, I don't think that it's not so much. I don't think it's so much that they're launching a new thing with Namco as much as they
Right.
have, for at least a very long time, been in bed with Namco and Bandai for a very, very long time.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
That's
but
just wild
like,
speculation.
I feel like more than anything, I feel like to me they wanted to make a video game series first and just put on the doctors because they needed something to draw in the mothers that
The
also
whole
watch the
theme thing
show.
is very imbalanced.
Yeah, I mean, like it kind of always has been. Like the the anime, that not anime, the animal theme from O's wasn't like it was a part of like the monsters and everything, but it didn't have anything to do with like much of anything as far as the story went. It
Uh huh.
like the main plot of that was just the like the greed part of it, and that was
Yeah.
like the main crux
Yeah.
of everything.
Right.
Um,
I actually read a little too deeply into that, and I was sort of like, oh, well, animals don't have a concept of greed, but humans have evolved to the point where they're greedy for things.
I can see reading into that like that.
Yeah.
I can,
It's
but
just not
like
that cut and dry with, like, the greed themselves and stuff.
yeah, but like I don't know. There's a lot of series that have like bits to their theme that are only kind of there for the common writer side of things. And
Hmm.
sometimes it's only there for the actual drama side of things. And sometimes it's like a weird imbalance between the two, and this is kind of like where it's at, where the video game side of things is kind of the main focus more than anything else, and the doctor side of it is more of a setting than a
Um,
actual theme, really.
I guess. I don't know. I would say it's almost the other way around, with, like, the doctor's thing being the plot and the games being the set dressing.
I would say that's true if like any of the things that they say that doctors should be about were true even in the slightest. I mean,
All
like,
right, but they're still saving patients week to week, even if those patients are barely characters and not very
Sh-
memorable.
Sean, common writers are supposed to save people every day anyways. It's so unneeded. It feels like it is just tacked on there because it kind of probably was. And that's
As part of
fine.
the formula.
It's just kind of part of the formula, and that's fine. But
I
like,
guess. I wish it was a better part of the formula. Like,
yeah.
I feel like you can't really have a lot of these battles between common writers and kaijin without victims of the week, anyways.
Well, no, you can't. Okay, you sort of can. You sort of can. You probably shouldn't, but like you can. But like the biggest thing here is that like I feel like the doctor theme of it is like dressing up the victim of the week more than it
Oh.
is anything else. It is like set dressing for victim of the week rather than the moral justification for anything, because the moral justifications that are made in the show are then made completely bullshit by everybody else making wild, this is what a doctor is supposed to be kind of accusations, while being like,
Hmm.
doctors shouldn't care about their patients at all. You're meddling with your patients. That's not a doctor thing to do. What are you doing trying to save your patients by making them happy? Like, like,
I don't know. I didn't fully take it that way, but that doesn't really matter. Um, God, I don't know what I'm saying now.
I think that just like a big problem that I have with the show, uh, is that it feels like everything would have been better if it was solely about video games
Well,
rather
maybe
than
you're
video
showing your
games and
bias there.
doctors. Maybe a little bit, but more than like it's less that and more that I feel like it would be less confused on a moral standpoint
Hmm.
because I don't think anybody outside of Emu has good moral standing from where they're standing as doctors when they're
Yeah.
saying the things that they're saying,
Okay, I can
especially
definitely
Hero.
follow that. Yeah. Black hole hero.
Uh, well, let's hope he gets better. Let's hope that
Let's
the
hope that
black
black hole
hole
collapses on itself.
and makes
You
a
know,
character,
becomes some stardust.
but like,
Forms into a celestial body of its own.
uh, I can hope. But
Yeah.
like Cyber I'm hoping a lot from her, and more than anything, I'm hoping that she maybe turns out to be the like often sought after rumor that was Common Rider Witch,
Oh,
that was
right.
like a thing that was being brought up
Well,
around
we're
like the
introducing
start of the
horror games,
series.
sort of, with this zombie survival game.
Well, that and the thing that we're getting next episode as well. Um,
Whatever that is.
oh, well, I know what that is.
Emu doesn't need a secondary writer now. He's his own secondary writer.
Oh, that's fine with me. Everybody else is jerks.
I'm
I'm
very
fine with having
curious how
two
that's going to
Emus.
work. That's
I'm
very weird.
well, I can tell you how it's going to work. It's kind of simple, and it's not very spoiler heavy at all. That Gashat is Mighty Brothers X,
Alright,
and
like
that is
Mario
just
Brothers.
kind of like Mario Brothers. So what the thing is going to do is when they do the whole like thing with that, what it's going to do is it's going to split up M from Emu, and we're going to have M and Emu.
I can see how you'd get that. Maybe things will be maybe things will work out that way. Hmm. Which one's Mario and which one's Luigi?
Well, probably Emu is Luigi because like what we're getting from this is that like M is the good at gaming personality, and Emu just kind of recedes into himself when
He's
Emu is
Yugi.
taking yeah. So it's kind of like what would happen if Yugi and Yami got like separated and had to do a duel, which I think
Yeah.
happened at some point.
Well,
Um,
you don't know? Anyways,
well,
this
I
is a
mean, like
conversation we have to have later.
I do know that it happened at the end of the series. I know that much, but like I was speaking more of like have a duel, helping each other as like a tag team kind of thing, like a four-way duel or
I feel
something. And
like that definitely happened at some point.
I feel like it did probably.
Yeah,
I also know
probably
that it
something to do with one of those crazy Millennium Item villains or the weird
may
computer game arc.
maybe. Actually, no,
Maybe.
that did not happen during the computer game arc. I remember that arc with pinpoint accuracy, and that like
I don't, cause it was bullshit.
it was really bullshit and really dumb and not great, but like I remember everything about it.
Yeah, let's sidetrack from the important tournament arc right before the really important conclusion.
God, that was so stupid. It was so stupid. That is the
God,
worst.
that's just the worst idea anyone could ever have. It's almost as bad as putting a crucial part of your story on an exclusive DVD.
Oh, I wonder who would do that. I wonder who would do that all the time.
Mm-hmm. I'm losing faith here. Help me.
I can't because
Oh
I'm
God.
also I'm also just a little bit, but like, okay,
Oh.
listen, there's something that we really need to talk about, and it is
Oh.
something that came up in episode 11.
Uh
Well,
huh.
no, actually, no, not episode 11, episode 12, and
Okay.
was just brushed over entirely by everybody and no
Okay.
sold.
Okay.
Poppy is a bugster.
Is that a true thing?
You did you like watch the episode? She
I
says
I I
she
did, but I
says
I guess I didn't notice that because I was paying attention to other things.
after the fight is over, the whole Christmas fight is over. She says, I didn't tell you guys this yet or anything, but like I'm a bugster. I'm the bugster from Dreambeat. Do I like yeah, that's what I am. And like all of like Hiro and Emu both say, "Yeah, we know already. Like we've known forever. We know."
I must have missed the part where she said Bugster and just thought that she was saying like, "Oh, I'm the character from that game," and I was like, "Yeah, that's really obvious."
Yeah, well, it's less that and more that she is straight up a bugster.
I mean, I guess it makes sense considering the early enemies were characters from games too.
Well, even yeah, all
Wow.
of them are.
Okay. Way to no sell this really important thing, Emu and Hero.
Yeah, every, like they no sell it completely, and there are several things that get like swept under the rug because of that that are
Yeah.
just like really important. First
Hmm.
of all, somebody had to die to make Poppy
Did they though?
because that's how that works. Like,
Are you sure though?
yes,
Are you
to
sure
make
that bullshit's not going to happen?
bullshit could happen, but as far as I know,
Right.
as far as we're concerned, to make a full, proper Bugster, somebody has to die,
Right.
and thus, somebody probably died.
Yeah.
And on top of that, does that mean that, like, does that mean that Poppy has a monster form? Is Poppy the monster form, and
Yeah,
Asuna
Poppy
is
is
the not
already the
monster
monster
form?
form. There's no
That's
such thing as a
fair.
monster form. She's already a cartoon girl in the game.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. That's fair, I guess.
Hmm.
More importantly, this opens up several things. Does this mean that like the the Bugsters that we have come against so far in the show are only villains because they are villains in their series? If there was a Bugster that came out and was say a straight up mighty Bugster, like a mighty from Mighty
Yeah.
Action X Bugster, would he be a
Hmm.
hero?
Yeah, I absolutely believe that that's the case. That the only reason that these guys are evil when they come out is because they are the bad characters. This is okay. This is an interesting idea that I believe that the show is not going to explore at all.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is that as soon as I saw this, and as soon as I was like, "Hey, we're going to just like brush over the fact that like she's a bugster, and like the
Wow.
fact that everybody knew, we're just gonna brush that under the
Yeah.
fucking table. Don't worry about that." As soon as I saw that, I was like, "Oh, we're never going to have this brought up again ever." Cool,
Right.
great,
Yeah. I came to the same
perfect.
conclusion. Oh, jeez.
So like,
Yeah, we're
it
not going to be
is.
getting much from her now besides her, like, maybe when a fight is really hard, she'll do, like, a joke attack on some mobs.
Maybe. Like, the thing is that we found out that she does, in fact, have, like, attacks and stuff. Like,
But
she can
she's not
do
helping,
attacks.
though, because she's an
She's not help.
assistant.
Yeah. Uh. Oh, I'm dying.
Oh,
I'm
Jesus.
dying. This is killing me.
I'm sorry. I
Ugh.
didn't mean to do that on purpose.
So, like, I feel like so much of X8 so far has great potential, but
Uh
is
huh.
just wasting it all over the place.
Are
And
you glad you've committed to this podcast?
I'm glad because like if I didn't, I would have I at some point I might have dropped out of this show at least for a bit. But like
You
at
have to be the
least
Kamen
now
Rider God.
I have to be the Kamen Rider God, and
Uh huh.
I gotta know this shit. I gotta tell the masses. And
Mm-hmm.
like people there are some people that like straight up drop the show that are using our show to learn about the series.
That sounds like a bad idea
It's probably a bad idea as like
because we don't
a
really cover anything. We
we
just
don't
kind of talk about it.
well like we don't they want to hear us talk about it. And that's fine. I'm cool with that. I'm actually like really honored if people think that like we should have like they should come to us to get info on this show that they have dropped because they hate it.
Yeah, that's probably a better way of looking at it.
Like
Rather
if
than
they
just
can have fun while listening to us like just fucking poo poo on this show when it's being bad,
oh yeah.
like that's I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean that's like the core of like most common like funny reviews is that man this shit sucks.
yeah, but like I also want to talk about it when it's good. I just wish that it was good more often.
Okay.
I I do say though that like regardless of like how I'm feeling about it currently, I I do think that it can go in a good direction still,
Hmm.
and I'm still oh excuse me, I am still very much in there because it has a interesting conflict going on
Hmm.
in which people are doing a lot of like weird evil bullshit and we don't know why yet,
Yeah.
and it is just like we're getting it so piecemeal and everything that it's hard for me not to be in there for it.
All right. I can understand that. All right. Okay. Wow. Okay. You've opened my eyes to some things. Jesus. I didn't have a lot to say this episode. Just mostly questions for you.
Yeah,
Uh,
I had things to say about these episodes because like I don't know, I was just like the bugster that they fought in these episodes. Oh, okay, yeah, there's one more thing that we got to talk about, and I'm going to talk about it in a bit
uh huh.
when I'm done about this. But like, there are like the bugster that they fought in these episodes. I was very salty about a lot of things that were being put out here,
Uh huh.
and it is just kind of like it's come all at once to me that like there's just so much about this show that I wish was just better. And it started out so strong for me,
Hmm.
and it just has been steadily falling apart between the need to push out as much as they can for all of the like different uh like gashats, getting them all out there in the first 10 something episodes,
Hmm.
and like doing all of that as fast as possible that so that they can go in and start doing an actual story and using characters that were actually good, well written characters as plot devices. It just like everything is just kind of falling into place as being just kind of like it's not even that bad of a show, but it's
Hmm.
disappointing.
All right. All right.
It
Okay.
it is so disappointing,
Uh
and
huh.
I worry about it going forward.
Hmm.
And I hate that I don't hate it. I don't hate this show. I don't. I want
Hmm.
it to be better, but I don't hate it because it's got great things going on with it. It's
Hmm.
just so off track.
Right. Um. Basically, throughout the episode so far, we've seen a lot of ideas. Some really interesting and good, and some of them not so much. And we're disappointed that it's chosen to focus on the ideas that we do not care for.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and
You know,
like
oh, going into this episode, like right after watching it, I was gonna be like, "Oh man, Kamen Rider Chronicle, what's that about?" But then I was just like, "Oh, that's just the Genom side episode
n-
special
no,
things.
it
That doesn't
isn't.
matter."
It
It
is not.
is. It is.
Well, I mean, it is, but it's also the name of their mobile game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hooray!
Yeah, it was like people were like, "Oh, what's this? What is this?" And then like several minutes later, everyone just kind of like got told by somebody that like, "Yeah, no, it's their like newer mobile game." It was
Mm-hmm.
nothing. It was just a plug that they put into the episode for their mobile game.
Okay, but it's also going to be about a side series.
Probably. Like it was it confirmed that that's the title of it?
No, but that's definitely going to be it because he's going to be playing with legacy writer Gashots.
I don't know if that's going to be the title of it. I mean, like, I hope that it is because at least, if nothing else, that's like a cool name for it. But like, it is like first and foremost the title of their mobile game.
All right, that's fine.
Um, but here's like one more just like thing that we can pile on top of the things that I think X8 is doing kind of poorly. Let's
Mm-hmm.
talk about the Bugsters
Yeah,
and
what
how
about them?
we are we are setting the precedent that we were hoping against early on in the show, but knew was coming one way or another. The Bugsters no longer come out as level 1 Bugsters. They come out as level 3 Bugsters.
Yeah, we can't spin that CGI.
Yeah, meaning that the level 1 suits are no longer relevant for
Well,
the most part.
that
Like
is
the
true,
we're
but we are going to wait and see because I thought they were no longer relevant like 5 episodes ago, and they kept getting screen time.
I mean, like they're gonna get screen time regardless because they gotta like go through them one way or another to get to their final
Mm-hmm.
form. But
But they've been
like,
doing fun stuff like being Santa.
yeah, like if they keep them around as like a thing, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I'm
But
willing
like,
to wait on that.
yeah, that's fine.
I imagine I'm going to be seeing a lot more of these chicken wings.
Yeah, probably. Chicken
Anyways,
wings?
on other negative notes, I hate Taiga Hanaya's Adam's apple.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
uh,
um,
it's not great. I mean, like,
mm-hmm,
I'm really tired of Taiga because like Taiga has the same problem that Parrot does in that
mm-hmm.
like very one note. I'm going
Yeah.
to take these gashats.
Well,
Give me that gashat.
Saiba Neka showed up to Taiga specifically, so he's probably going to get something to do as she enters the story.
Yeah, but he's gonna have something to do as a villain again,
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 again.
again.
And I'm so tired of it. Just, just, just give me heroes being heroes for God's sake.
I'm gonna wait and see.
I mean, like, what I'm hoping for more than anything is that, like, Cyber comes up and is a huge, like, part of the story later on for one
Mm-hmm.
reason or another. And I want to know why she is after M in the first place. Like, I want to know what her beef is,
Right.
and is it just because like
Maybe she's just
he
a
took
rival MLG gamer.
maybe like that's kind of what it seems like, but
That would be
like
funny.
it's kind of coming to the point where it's like she went to Taiga because
Mm-hmm.
she knew that he was a common writer. Is she wanting Taiga to straight up kill Emu?
That's just.
Is
I'm gonna
is it
hire
like
this
that
dark
far?
doctor for an assassination.
You're
So
gonna
now he's
hire.
not just Blackjack, he's also Golgo.
Oh no. I don't. Oh wow, he kind of is because he's the sniper. Fuck. Oh no, no! I don't want him to be two cool characters, but then be one not cool character.
Yeah.
Like two.
Join
Uh,
us in Xaid. We have M, and we have anime character boy, and we have anime cliche boy.
oh man. And also like two anime girls.
Anime.
The
Kamen Rider
director
has been
can,
especially anime lately.
yeah, it has. I mean, like
Mm-hmm.
this one in particular is written by an anime writer, so like
Oh, I
not
see.
too surprising on that one. But like, oh, bleh, bleh,
Bleh.
bleh.
Bleh. Is that all you got left in you?
I I've I don't have a whole lot left in me. I'm
All
feeling
right.
very bleh on these. I'm hoping that next episode will give me something to not bleh
Right.
about. I'm hoping that like we get
Yeah.
some cool information on Emu in a real way.
Right.
Um,
When I first heard about and like saw my first little sneak peeks of the zombie form, I thought people were just super into him because he looked like Fang Joker. But now that I've seen him in action, I see that there is more to his appearance and gimmicks and how good he looks than that. Also, it's going to be
oh
really
yeah,
fucked up when he's using Kiriya's weapons in the next couple episodes.
yeah, that's
Emu
really
steal that
fucked up.
shit. Emu
Like,
steal that shit.
steal. I want him to steal it back and then like
Kill him with it.
start kill him with it and start using Giri Giri.
Yeah, okay. We've been going for over an hour here, so let's wrap this up.
Yeah. I mean like to be fair, we usually go like an hour and a half recently. Like we like this is probably the shortest episode we've had.
That's weird.
Yeah. This
Oh lordy.
like there was a lot to talk about in this episode, but we mostly covered it pretty fast and like I feel like most of it was negative outside of the fact that I think that like I feel like Dangerous Zombie is so sexy. It's just like I'm glad that at least even though we've lost like
Mm-hmm.
granite and everything, not granite, graphite.
Yeah, I was wondering
Ta-
what the fuck you were just
is take
talking about.
I'm taking him for granite by calling him granite when he's graphite. Don't worry about it. Rock puns. Anyways, the point is that like even though we lost him, we got this sexy suit and like
Yeah.
that's fine. I'm also looking forward to like uh another sexy suit that we're getting soon ish. Episode 16 is getting closer and closer,
Huh.
and in reality we're actually going to be getting it episode 15. So, getting
Whatever
closer
that
and
means.
closer.
I'll look forward to that.
Look forward to it. Hopefully.
All
That's all we can hope for at this point is hopefully.
right. Hey, all you listeners out there, thanks. Uh,
Thanks.
I'm Spida on Tumblr, and you can go ahead and follow me or whatever. I did record an episode of a Star Wars podcast, but who knows when you'll be seeing that? I'll have to see to like figuring out where and when that would have to go up.
Oh dang.
Uh huh.
Oh dang.
Yeah, Red. If you ever wanna record a little something discussing something insane from Star Wars, you can hit me up.
We can we can do that. That sounds fun. I don't like you would mostly be telling me about what is happening because like you know
Yeah, I'll be able
everything
to
about
answer your
it.
questions.
I'll have to get some questions down to ask you about like stuff.
Yeah,
But
sure.
I can do that.
Yeah,
That
get
sounds
on
like
that and come
fun.
back to me on that sometime, and we can record an episode.
Yeah, that sounds great.
It sounds fun.
Sounds great and fun and really good.
Yeah, I got my stuff out of the way, so
Hey, I'm Rad. I'm Radical Apollo on Tumblr, and I'm also Rad Plays on YouTube. And you should check out both of those things. Follow me on YouTube and subscribe to me on Tumblr.
mm-hmm.
Just do those things, but the opposite. Like do those actions, but the opposite for those things, and you'll be fucking golden. I'm very funny. I'm also doing, for whatever reason, a live blog of Homestuck, which is a thing that I've read for like forever. I finished it, but I'm doing it again
Uh huh.
just to critique it
Yeah.
because like I don't know, I could do that.
Yeah, why not? God, that's interesting. I'm definitely going to be chiming in on that all the time.
Yeah,
Because I just fucking did that for myself. My
it,
own little
it, it's
critique.
it's gonna be a fun time, and like it seems like everybody's interested in seeing it happening. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna keep on with that. It's fucking fun time.
Yeah, some insane shit going on there.
Yeah,
Lordy.
but yeah. Hey, check out all those things, including our Tumblr for this, which is I think it's just the gashacast.
It
At,
is.
yeah. Wait, is it the gashacast or is it gashacast at
Oh,
tumblr.com?
jeez. Let me double check.
Come on. Come on, you made the Tumblr. You gotta be on top of this kind of thing.
Uh, it's
Come on.
just gashacast.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, just gashacasttumblr.com.
Gotta be on top of all of that. Gotta be on top of that. So, once
Yeah,
again, that's gashacast at tumblr.com.
right.
.tumblr.com.
Right. Either or.
What? Well, no, it's not either or. It's like you gotta. It's
I think that
dot.
anyone who hears those things would be able to work it out.
I suppose, but like maybe not. We might not
Um,
have anybody that has a Tumblr on here, like listening
what?
to this. That might happen.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, they can subscribe to our YouTube.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
if they're
like
not on YouTube or Tumblr, then how would they even hear us?
I don't know. You want to make that iTunes thing eventually, and you're gonna be porting all of the episodes onto iTunes.
Oh, gosh.
So,
Yeah, I've been putting
like,
that off.
good job with that.
It's unpleasant.
It is. I've
They
tried to do
didn't
that
make it
before.
easy.
It's like it's really shitty to use fucking iTunes for anything.
Uh huh.
But like apparently everybody does it because it's good for getting your stuff out there. But
Right.
what do we know about doing that? But
Nothing, apparently.
nothing apparently.
When I do that thing, I demand that anybody who hears this put a review and whatever on. Fucking do that
Yeah,
shit.
you should. Well, I mean, like you should do that already on YouTube. You should tell us what you think about this episode and every other episode.
Yeah, leave a
Um,
comment, send an ask, ask a question in general.
yeah, do all those things, and it might end up on this podcast
Oh, we
and
will
sound
definitely be answering it on this podcast.
and sound something like this.
What?
We
What?
don't
What are you
have
doing?
any. Like we don't have any yet, so like we can't really do a like a mail
Okay,
section.
that's a bad bit.
It's not a bad bit. I'm ripping off of the best friends. That's a good bit.
It's okay if you rip off them because
Yeah, it is.
they have talent and popularity.
They have talent and they have popularity, and they're kind of dying.
Eh,
Kind of, just a little bit. It's very.
no more than us all.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Yeah, so
that's
that's a
like not.
disingenuous statement to make. You shouldn't have
Yeah.
scared people like that. What if the brothers all died before 2016 was done?
Well, I mean, like, I'm not saying they're dying as in
Yeah, but you
they're
could have
dying.
confused someone there.
I'm saying that it's only two of them right now. Kind
Yeah,
of
but
like
this is dumb.
it is. It is.
Yeah,
Anyways, this episode's over.
it is. Jesus,
I,
Rad.
don't 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 yell at me. Very sensitive.
I am just saying.
Goodbye, everybody. Leave a comment. I love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I fucked up. I fucked up. Good. Good. No. Don't say. What are you? I'm trying to say the end of this. I'm recording right. The fucking good podcast.
Yes, you.